The Culture Currency show is for those who recognize that nuance is key. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we tackle the issues that affect the majority when speaking of Black America. Our discussions are informed by the host's personal experiences and insights, and we're always open to evolving our perspective as we gain new understanding.
This is the story of two friends from the Bronx who decided to get real, be direct, and impact Black culture. Welcome to Culture Currency, where culture is the value.
Good morning.
Grand Rising. How you doing today?
Good, you?
I'm good.
I'm chilling. Yeah. A little tired, but nothing to complain
Same.
about. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
I get my sleep pattern back.
Right.
I'm excited about what we're going to be sharing because it's so necessary today.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Today we're talking about surviving the tide, making it through these tough economic times.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
With culture
is the value.
So given the topic, what comes to mind first for you?
When I think about surviving the tides, I think about ebbs and flows, which I always speak about, your ups and downs. And I think it's cool that we're about to give some tools on how to navigate that because this is not new for us. As a people, this is cultural.
Right, it is.
It's cultural, so it just makes me think of reminding people that they don't have to panic.
Right.
Because this is not new, even though it's advertised as if it's a new thing. It's really not.
It's not. Like you said, tough economic times is sort of a cultural thing, not one that we created, but living in America as people of color, we're at a disadvantage. You know what I mean? So it's in a perpetual state that we live in. It is tighter now, but we know how to make it through that.
It's always been shifts for different reasons.
Right.
We lived through the crack epidemic.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was crazy. Households lost income just on the strength of people, fell victim to the drug epidemic. So the money that was coming in was getting deviated to something that wasn't helping the household.
Exactly. And then we also had the market crash. I don't know if that was 98, 99 or something when the market crashed and so many people lost their money, so prices skyrocketed for us. We lived through the pandemic.
Before the pandemic, we from New York.
Right.
The World Trade.
Yeah. Oh, World Trade. Yep.
As someone who's always been independent contractor, at the time of the World Trade, I was an independent contractor with housing. And their building got blown up where all of our money was gone.
No.
We didn't know when our next money was coming.
Oh, wow.
And the crazy thing about being an independent contractor via housing, you get paid monthly.
Right.
Not weekly, not bi-weekly, but
still
monthly.
with them.
So you already waited a full month to see your,
then it's not coming?
Your funds, and now you have no idea
when it's at the end, when it's like you need that to come now. Right. And the thing about economic downturns is that it's a cycle and it's always going to bounce back. It takes a little time, but it always bounces back.
That's why I call it ebbs and flows. It's like tide. People who...
Swimmers,
surfers. They pay attention to the pattern that the sea
and how you have to steady yourself.
Yeah. And that's what we have to do in this time.
That's right. So I want to kick off one thing that comes to mind first is cash flow tracking. Like, it's very important because a lot of us don't like the budget. I remember talking to one of my brothers before, and I was like, you got a budget? He's like, for what? You got the money? Because you have to. Because if you don't budget, you think that what you have in your account is yours. And you know what I mean?
All free reign.
It's all free reign, and you're not conscious of when you're messing up and when you're not. So cash flow tracking is essentially a budget, but a cash flow, how I see a cash flow is essentially like your budget for the year, where I know I'm gonna have this amount of money coming in, and these are the expenses that are coming out. You know what I mean? With your essentials first, your food, your housing, healthcare, whatever. And what you got left over, a little savings, a little something, in case that check don't come next time. You got a couple of extra dollars to hold you until it actually does come. All of that, and then this is what you got left. So if you got $100 left, you know if you spend $150, that you sacrificing something. You know what I mean? So like
You're able to be more mindful
Yeah.
about how you spend, what you spend on, and all of those things. It just puts you in the know so that you don't have to be in desperation state.
Exactly.
Right? But the funny thing about it is when you said budget, the natural thing that came to me is interacting with clients. Often, I like to work with what you have and try to produce what you
Within
need
that.
within that space. So a lot of times we have things that we want to get done, but our budget doesn't
Call for that.
necessarily speak to that.
Right.
When I deal with clients, I often ask them, what's your budget? It's a very different response depending on the type of people we're dealing with. People from our culture often get scared with that word. And outside of our culture, it's nothing. They understand what that word means, and that's the reason I wanted to bring it up.
Right.
Because as soon as you start talking about budget, people get nervous. Budgeting doesn't mean restriction, it means freedom. And the reason I say that is because although it's telling you that you have this to work with, so it may seem like a limit, it's giving you all of the information to know how to work it in the ways that you need to work it, which
Right.
is where the freedom comes.
That's right. And the limit is actually management. The same way you have to manage your emotions, manage your household by keeping it clean and stuff like that, you have to manage these pockets.
Absolutely.
You know, where you know, it says, like, for example, say you got a lump sum. You have to know how long that can last you if that's all you have. Cam just put out a video and I shared it, and he was like, yo, this is the time to really be conscious of how you're spending your money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He said, for example, say I have $5 million. He said, whatever your number is, he said, I know that could last me for 50 years. Or me living regular, he said, my regular would be $100,000 a year. So if I don't have nothing else and I just got this $5 million, I don't have nothing else coming in, I know for 50 years until I die,
This is how I have to spend it.
This is how I have to spend it. And if I get anything else extra, now I know I have a little more I could play with because I already have the salary that I set for myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I was really happy that he put that out because we, like another episode we was just talking about, we want to be, you know, we want to front and all that and be cute, but you have to make sure, especially right now,
Your
make sure
needs
all
is
your
met.
essentials are met. Make sure they're all met so that headache is gone. You know what I'm saying? You got a little something in case there's another shutdown and they doing whatever.
And that part, right?
Yeah.
The identifying your needs versus your wants.
Exactly.
You have to be very clear about your needs versus your wants. There's a lot of things that are shiny that we want, but it doesn't fit in the essentials. It doesn't fit in, I need that right now. I could get that later.
Exactly.
Right? And so that comes up, that's a part of your budgeting, making sure that your needs are met, especially if you're working a family.
That's right.
Right? You got people depending on you. You can't drop the ball.
You can't drop the ball. Have you ever been like impulsive where you went and purchased something and then you needed something and then you didn't have it and you got this want? I know I've been. And been like, yo, what the, I don't even care about this.
I've done that. You give your own self the ask.
Exactly.
Why did I do that?
Why did I do that? Now I don't have it for what I actually need, but I got this, and it makes shiny things not so important no more when you feel that. You know what I mean? Another thing that we was talking about is like building community.
In all of our shows, we speak about community and the necessity of it. And although these times seem to be moving us further and further away from that, I would urge you to really start tuning in to what a village looks like for you. What is that for you?
Right.
Right? What type of characteristics is needed to build what it is that you need that can sustain itself and support you and that you're willing to support. Because that's the ecosystem of survival.
Yeah.
And not just having your minimals met, but being able to do a little more than that. Having a fine oiled machine that's working for you and you're working with.
Absolutely. Like, for example, like babysitting, like back to those days.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
and it goes back to our discussion about knowing yourself. Really identifying what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. So it is things that some people are bringing to the table and other things that they may not be bringing to the table, and how all of these different elements from these different people come together to create, you know, the ecosystem that works for y'all.
Right. So basically, what are the strengths that you can bring to your community and really being able to identify that at this time? Whatever your needs are, you're not the only person with that need. You know what I mean? So how can the community show up together to help, fill those voids and thinking creatively around that?
I just had a conversation recently with someone who was talking about how it's not possible to do the barter system in today's
How?
world. And I was like, what? I lived long enough to be a part of barter systems.
I still barter stuff.
I still barter.
Yeah, I barter all the time.
And bartering is a huge part in getting through these ebbs and flows. Bartering just means that I have something of value to you and you have something of value to me.
That's trade.
And we're willing to trade off so that both of us have our needs met.
That's right.
Right? And that looks very differently for different people, but that is absolutely a system that works.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up because bartering is really the way to go. I think whether in good or bad economic times, to be able to bounce off of each other, and that's a great way to build an intentional community where we're actually serving each other and we see we can help each other out. You know what I mean? Whether we have the cash or not, service is just as good as cash. You know what I mean?
You know, growing up, it was a regular practice that people went to each other's house for like a cup of sugar.
Oh yeah, stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah. And it wasn't frowned upon at all.
Nah.
It was just like neighbors helping neighbors.
Yeah, if you need some grits and you ran out.
We're back at those times.
Yeah, we back out borrowing grits and sugar. Yeah, it's a possibility. And then, but for some that may not be the thing. And if that's not the thing, and you have extras, donate, help out.
Oh, donations,
you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah. Make sure you're sharing.
Make sure you know where your money is going.
Right on that part.
Make sure you know where your goods are going. If you have a community already where all of you are in close quarters already, put together something where y'all putting y'all canned goods together, or y'all bags of rice, and figuring out how to disperse that and take care of each other.
That's right.
I mean, it could look so many different ways.
So many different ways, like you said.
Helpful.
But one of the main things you said is being honest about where you stand in that ecosystem and what you can do, what you're willing to do, and what your strengths are. Because, for example, I'm thinking back in the days, stories that I heard, like my aunt died. Everybody lived with aunt died. Like literally, we lived with aunt died. You know what I'm saying? Me, my mother, everybody lived there, but from before then, and folks just lived with each other, even if they're in the living room. She said even in the bathtub, like it had to get so crazy that everybody, not we, but at that time really had to live together like that. What are you willing to do for your folks and your community?
That was a reality for you if you came from a certain level of living in the Black community. Like our cousins and stuff was like our brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes,
My aunt and my cousin lived with us for years.
Right.
And yes, people actually bought pull-out couches because they knew that
somebody
there's
may
a
have
possibility
to.
that family was
Absolutely.
going to have to.
Exactly.
And we're living in conditions where we don't have a lot of bedrooms.
Right.
So we need to figure out how that's going to work. And so I think that we're back at the time where we have to start being a little more thoughtful about others and our exchanges with others. Stop the soloist mindset, which is something we speak of often.
Also, through all that, like once you have your cash flow set and you're in reality about what you have and don't have, what you need from your community, is important for emotional grounding because we have to make it through it. We have to endure it, not give up.
Allow yourself to understand what you have control of and what you don't.
Right.
Dealing with only what you have control of.
Right.
There is a necessity to that. Your mental health is sustained by way of you understanding what you are in control of in the now.
Right.
Right? When you start looking too far forward or too far back, your mental health is escaping.
Right, yep.
So you need to know what your circumstances are in this moment, what I have control of in this moment, and completely deal with that. And the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. It will. As long as you're doing your part.
That's right.
That's the part. Do your part.
Right.
If you're not doing your part, things will fall apart.
That's right.
But if you're doing your part, everything else, I promise, will fall apart.
I always believe that because people's like, oh yeah, but did you do your part? That's all you can do. Did you do your part? A daily practice that I have, and I would like you to answer the same thing. A daily practice that I have is meditation. You know, where it's either a guided meditation, like a prayer or something, and then listening to some nature sounds just to get my mind, going. And sometimes spending extra time in the shower and just being in there and just chilling and just letting the water hit and, or taking a walk, What are some of your mental health practices?
Well, the shower is a huge one for me. I meditate in the shower. Anything that allows you to kind of be one with yourself, calm, get your thoughts together is meditation. So I am very, very much attracted to water. Water does something to me. It makes sense because we are majority water. So my vibration is at its highest when I'm in water. So as I started recognizing that, when I started putting my practices together, the shower has always been somewhere I go in. I take long showers. I speak to source. I pretty much go through what I want my day to look like and feel like.
Exactly.
I put myself mentally where I want to be. And that's how I usually start my day. Besides the music,
Right.
one of my things is I enjoy music, especially like some of the things that I grew up listening to that felt good to me.
Right.
It puts me in a different form. So in the house, besides my shower, when I am ready to hear something outside of myself, then I turn on music and I kind of dance my way through the house as I'm getting my day together. That's a part of my practice.
Speaking of music, we're talking about art. And when thinking about this subject, I was thinking about, community-based organizations. And it's important that we step up and make sure that we're part of the communities that we're centered in, and we're offering like community-wide arts outlets. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be open mics, whether it be muraling, arts classes, different stuff to let people, to let the stress down. You know what I mean? I don't know if people know this, like whether you're an artist or not, 45 minutes of art engagement, doing poetry, writing a journal to yourself, but 45 minutes of that creativity lowers your cortisone levels. And you don't have to be an artist and love art. That's just literally what it does for the brain and the body.
We are of source, right? So we are God body. Being that means that we are creatives, right? So anytime, what I recognized in my world is that anytime I got too far away from my creativity, I almost lost my mind. I understand that, especially as an artist.
Right.
If I am not engaging in art in some way, shape, or form, I am not at one with myself.
You're not in alignment. Right.
So because we are creative, like not only artists, we are creatives. We are
That's how we created all it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We are creators. Source created the universe. We create our universe, our ecosystem.
Yep.
And because of that, a part of that ecosystem needs to be something that helps your vibration stay in tune, and that is creativity.
That's right, and that's creativity. Well said, well said.
When it comes down to shopping, gather.
Yes.
Put your resources together. Maybe one person only has $100, another person has $200, whatever the amount, right? If everybody can put a certain amount together and bulk shop, it will absolutely help making sure that you're thinking about what you're purchasing and how long that will last in your household. There are places you can go and shop wholesale bulk. And it comes with 5 or 6 of this. And now we just break that down. Now all of the households has that. Now we do that with multiple things. You got the tissue. Like I buy tissue by the bulk all the time. I buy, baking soda, the big bag of bake, because I use it for everything. When you breaking down your shopping list and there's things that y'all can do that with, you get together, y'all put your money together and you break that down, and that will do you a great service, especially if you don't have much. It stretches that. It makes it seem like you got a whole lot more to work with.
Because one thing that is true is that these local supermarkets have always been sky high. You know what I mean? So it hurts me sometimes when I see us at these local supermarkets. I'm like, damn, I wish they could go here. I wish they could go here. Because first of all, this meat don't look fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's about to expire and you paying top dollar. You know what I mean? So if we could come together and do that, all it takes is an organizer, you know what I mean? So one person in the family who's the organizer and knows how to do math and like, listen, if we could do this, you could get the big spaghetti sauce for this, because we could get the pack of 2 or 3 if we come, you know what I mean? Stuff like that is really important, especially right now.
And the thing with economics is that although we're feeling it extra, it's happening to everyone. And so when you're dealing with local stores, it always feels like they price gouging. But they're getting the brunt of
they're experiencing it as well.
Too.
That's right.
So they're trying to close their gaps by putting higher prices on the stuff, which is hurting us more. However, they need to do that to survive as
Yep.
well. So you got to find locations that are stable enough that they're able to ride the wave without
Right.
overpricing
Right.
things
Yep.
via the wholesale situation and get together and do that.
That's true, and then, even though I really want to encourage buying local, that's really important. But if buying local
It has
is
to
not
be conducive.
sustainable, it has to be conducive to
your
to your situation. Because I really wanted to pump that, but it has to make sense.
I would like to pump it as well when we know that we're talking about environments that's actually taking care of their community. Like, I'm not pushing you to shop with these people and they don't even care about y'all.
Right. Anyway,
You know what I mean?
right in the first place.
Where's
yeah.
the give back?
Right.
Because right now we should be able to rely on our local
Right.
businesses
Right.
to kind of exchange in different ways that doesn't hurt us as much.
Right.
So they're winning and we're winning as well, but there's not a lot of people thinking like that.
Yeah. I don't believe in engaging with the local news, but it's really important, at least on a weekly basis, you're updated on what's going on, because some of the stuff we may have to do as a community is advocate, for the people who can make the changes and who writes in the laws and all of that kind of stuff and make those decisions, to show up as groups to their offices and like, nah, this is hurting us, we're not going for this, da, da, da. So the folks who are into advocacy and setting up marches and petitions and all that, we need y'all too, because for anything to change, there has to be voice, there has to be community, and there has to be a sense of togetherness and strong will to let local politicians know that there's certain things we're not going for, such as like unjust rent hikes and and things of that nature.
That's where the boycotting and stuff comes in. I'm not somebody who really into the marching. I mean, you can march your life away. Doesn't really change much. But the hitting them in their pockets, this entire thing, this entire discussion, this entire experience has been about money. Right? So when you start thinking about financial gains and losses, that's the only thing that even moves the needle.
Right.
And so we have to be strong and willing. We have to be willing to take some hard times to get some greater ones.
Right.
And that means at times you got to take a stand for something. And that stance may say, I'm going to need more in this moment. I'm going to have less.
Right.
I'm going to have to budget a little tighter in this moment.
Right.
I'm going to have to do something really scary in this moment. But as a unit, as a people, in order to make a difference happen, we got together and we turned things around a little bit, as far as the needle was concerned with Target. Target understands that we are powerful in this moment.
Yeah.
Right? And if you think about historically, the only things we've ever seen actually have that level of impact is things that took money away.
Yeah.
It's always boycotts.
Yeah.
That's why I don't, I have a lot of feelings. I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of stances. I have a lot of principles. But the marching has never made a lot of sense to me. The boycott, though, I'm one of those people who boycotts like forever.
So
if you don't, if you don't show some real improvement, you'll never see me again. I'm one of those people. I'm not one of those people, even locally. If you show me that you don't appreciate my dollar, you'll never see a cent from me again.
Right.
I'm that person. I can take the inconvenience. So all I'm saying is,
those are important.
You gotta be able to take some level of inconvenience for change.
Right.
And if we don't like the circumstances we are currently in, let's weather the storm, take some inconvenience, and do something that could change that.
I understand what you're saying about marching. You feel a way about marching that I feel about conferences. You know what I mean? I don't like going to a lot of conferences because there's a lot of sitting around and talking. But I want to see the action. But maybe, folks get inspired there and, take notes and say, oh, I'm going to go back home and do this thing. But the thing that I feel is impactful about marching is like, oh, there are people that care like I care. And I also see it as a warning shot to politicians like, okay, we might have some trouble here. They're not taking this laying down. It's a part of, it's a step. It's not a main thing, but I think it's a step.
I can receive that.
Another thing, speaking of like making change and information, we need to know where all the hubs are. So if they're like websites where we know about food pantries, clothing drives, and stuff like that, where are the hubs? What are those websites? If y'all could drop that in the comments, that would be very helpful.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? So we can share that, and we all need to be sharing where these things are going. Like, okay, food drive over here, clothing thing over here. If somebody texts you a flyer or see something, those are the things we need to be sharing right now, so our people could get out and get the resources that they need.
Absolutely. And that's something that you should be doing locally too.
Right.
Widespread and locally.
Right.
Like your people should know. Like if you get a information about, you know, somewhere that's giving away some food.
Right.
Yo, hit your people up.
Yep.
Yo, over here they giving away this at this time and this day.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Empower them to go and get something. And if they don't utilize it, that's on them.
That's
but
on
you
them.
did your part.
But you did your part, right?
You know?
Because somebody gonna know somebody that need that. And if you don't really need to go to the food pantry do be lit. They have stuff. Do not be on that line taking those people's stuff.
Community is not just the actions, but it is also the mindset, right? There's no way in hell that I should know that as a group, as a unit, we're all going through this, but I'm trying to take all the tissue.
Right.
I'm trying to take all the water.
Right.
I'm trying. Come on.
Like, come on. Yeah, that's right. It's all about mindset and how we can really, and now this is not about taking advantage of each other and having more. It's about sustaining right now and getting through the tide.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it all goes full circle, right? Because right now you might not be the one in need. But tomorrow you might be. And how you conduct yourself with others is
going to turn whether you get that help tomorrow.
Yeah. People don't forget how you make them feel.
Nah.
You know what I mean? And I know I don't forget what you do for me, how you make me feel. Like it's a thing. The give back is a thing. I need if you showed up for me, I have to show up for you.
Right. It's like I have to. Like, nah, I have to.
Yeah. This is not even a question.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you want to create that vote for yourself and those coupons for yourself. Like, I need to cash in on this coupon, bro. You know what I mean? I need that help back.
I know a lot of us lead with our egos and our pride. And it's like, I don't want to look like, I don't want to ask for, I don't. You know what I mean? And I'm not acting like I'm separate from that.
Right.
I have moments. I do so much for others and still feel uncomfortable having people do stuff for me.
You know what? And I get on you about that, but at the end of the day, I'm the same way. And I'm not realizing that until you say that right now. I really am. I'll be like, what is wrong with you? But it's like, yo, I'm the same way. I'll be like...
It's a part of... It's cultural, too.
Yeah, it
is. It's cultural, too, but that's why I brought it up, because I want you to understand that a part of being able to let that go, too, is knowing, like, yo, I've invested in this.
Yeah, I've invested,
You know what I mean? I've invested in this.
I can get a return on investment.
You still may feel it a little bit, but you feel more comfortable. You don't feel like a taker.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You don't feel like a taker. I got on the elevator yesterday with a young lady. I'm walking to the building. She has mad bags, and she's trying to hold the door for me, but I'm all the way down the ramp. So I'm like, nah, go ahead, I'm good. She's like, no, you good. So she holds it. So now I'm rushing because I don't want to have
I hate that when you got to rush.
Yeah, I don't want to have us just standing there.
Yeah.
So I rush to the door. I hold the door, tell her to go in. We get to the elevator, and I'm like, go ahead. And she's like, no, go ahead. I said, you have a hard time letting people help you?
Right.
And she just laughed. And I was like, get in the elevator.
Right.
And we got in the elevator, and I pressed her floor and all that. And I was like, yo, so many of us suffer from this.
Yeah, like you just
so many of us suffer.
You so used to being a giver, you don't know how to receive back.
You already gave to me. I can't give to you.
And you actually need help. Why you still giving me and you need help? Yeah, that's a great example. Yeah, especially women too. Because we're always like the caregivers and all that kind of stuff. We don't know how to sit our asses down and be taken care of sometimes. It's really important that we, in terms of like for mental health and enduring is having at least one or two people that you could just talk to about what you're feeling. Because we're all going through something, so not feeling like, oh, I don't want to burden anybody or it's too heavy. Like, who are those people that can take that burden from you? And you can take from them. You know what I mean? Because it's really important to be able to say things out loud.
Just in this last 2 weeks, 2 of my male acquaintances have lacklusterly decided to say out loud prior to speaking to me, they both was feeling like ending it.
Oh, no.
And they're saying it like it's really like regular. Like I was just, but I'm all right now. And I had to tell both of them, why didn't you call me? Like if you were going through that, I'm a phone call away, and you know we'll work through that together. And one of them was like, I don't want to be a burden. I said, yo, are we cool or we not cool? We cool or we not cool? Because how you a burden when you... I said, I cannot be as powerful as I believe myself to be and not be capable of advocating for myself. If I'm not able to hold the weight of what you have to talk to me about, then I won't hold the weight. But I will know how to navigate it in a way that I can still help you without it falling into my lap.
That's right.
I'm capable.
Exactly. That's right.
But there's no way, shape, or form where you're at the end of your rope and you're thinking about being a burden at the end of your rope.
Yeah. That's scary. You wasn't even supposed to get there without reaching out.
Nah, this ain't okay.
Yeah.
Don't ever let that happen again. Because I took offense.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
Right.
Because what you think I'ma feel if you take that into your hands?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to sit with that? So it's a lot of people dealing with things, like you said, that need areas and ways to get that off. There's so many ways to do it that might not feel the coolest. But it ain't about being cool in those moments. It's about getting it off. So if you journal, get it out. If you have people to speak to, speak it out. There's even nowadays there's helplines that if you just need to get stuff off, you don't need no feedback, but you just need to just let some things off, and you feel like you don't want to talk to people because you don't ever want to hear it back. Talk to a stranger.
Find ways to let it out, man, but not letting it out through ending it.
No,
you gotta find productive ways.
The end is the
healthy
end.
Ways. There's literally
there's
the
no
end.
coming back from that.
There's no coming back from that.
You know what I mean? And it's
and
so
the thing
final.
is, we're not gonna be here forever because this is not final. And whatever you're going through is not final.
Ever.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you lost somebody you love, that was your everything. How you're feeling, how you're holding it, that's
so
not
temporary.
final. The only thing that's temporary is that either you took yourself out, or the person is going that you're missing to death. But how you holding your feelings are not permanent. It's temporary.
Everything is all temporary, man. It's all temporary. That's the reason I continuously say ebbs and flows, because you got to understand what goes down
comes
will
up.
come up.
That's right.
Anytime it gets rainy, the sun is going to come out at some point.
Right.
Like, weather the storm.
Weather the storm.
Weather the storm.
Yeah. And if you're creating the storms because of your bad decisions, this is the time to sit and figure yourself out.
Say that again.
If you...
Say it again.
I can't remember what I said. I tried. Oh, man. Seriously, though. No, because sometimes we create our own storms and then you sitting in there like somebody else did it to you, or you just feeling sorry for yourself. No, you're going to have to forgive yourself for that too and then figure it out again.
It's funny you said that. I was editing the making of Wounded, and there's a spot where Kimmy is speaking about actors and actresses and how they have to become the part. And she goes into how she's an only child and she used to be in the house. And she's like, yo, I will put myself in these scenarios and then I get all sad and now I'm ready to cry. And I just created this whole scenario and made myself feel all of these things from something that doesn't even exist.
Yup.
And we need to understand the difference between reality and what we're creating to be our reality.
How many of us make up stories and be like, yeah, because probably, and he's probably dead shit. And yeah, because probably, because I know, you know what, more than likely.
Not all the time.
Yo, and it's made up and you dead mad, you responded to it, you texting, yeah, think I'm stupid. Y'all stupid. Actually, y'all. You just made all this up.
How many times you and I talking, we be like, yo, we just made up a whole story. Because we didn't have none of that information, we added that info.
No, the reason you was like, yo, nah, Ish, you made that up. Facts. And you need somebody to catch you because you're falling. You know what I mean? So through these times, man, don't convince yourself that it's over, man.
Don't convince yourself that things are all bad either.
Yeah.
You can have a money situation, something, a financial instability, and the rest of your life be good.
Right. That's
Don't paint your whole life with
Yeah.
the same brush as your drama and trauma.
Yeah, it's like you don't have no work, but you got a roof over your head.
Love
you got
and
food.
family.
Love and
eating
family.
Still.
Yeah.
You still in a heated home.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
You got another opportunity to make new choices.
You got a working car, a nice car. You know what I'm saying? But something got to be going right. Something. And if it's not, then maybe you're not working out. That's why your body look like that. Because while everything else is going on, you can at least do that.
Adjustments.
Yeah, you can do something.
Make the adjustments.
Whatever you can control, do it, man.
Yep.
That's it. I like that. Don't paint every area of your life with the same brush. Even if something is just going horribly wrong in this area, it's another area.
That's why I always talk about inventory, taking inventory. Because I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I be like, yo, this part, if I could just get this part to get everything is good now.
Right.
This is good.
Right.
This is
right.
I compartmentalize
Yeah.
often. Because that's how you maintain your happiness.
That's right.
It's like really being in gratitude, understanding what you have versus what you don't have.
Thank you for saying the key word gratitude. My man told me about this a long time ago, Jamal, about gratitude. And the purpose and the thing about it is that when you can't be gracious for what you currently have, you'll never have enough.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna have.
Everything's a want.
Everything is a want.
I need.
Yeah. But you're not even grateful for what you have already, and you think you're gonna be blessed with more. You better be comfortable here so you could get there.
Absolutely.
You know
Everything
what I mean?
that you have now is something you prayed for in the past.
That's right, man. And
You
when
know
you
what I mean?
realize that, B,
it's crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
It is.
I think my lucky stars every day, man. Really, on some serious. When I be like, yo, this wasn't supposed to turn out like this. I willed this and I did this.
And it takes time. It takes years. But overnight, it seems like overnight. 10 years seem like overnight when it really comes. So hang on, y'all. Hang on.
Yep.
Hang on, y'all.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
With culture
is the value.
Make sure to like, subscribe.
Share and comment.
Peace.